All right, I really want to show you this groovy, cool trick. So let's say you really suck at drawing. There's people out there who suck at drawing. You can actually use the flame filter to make hair. What? Yes, it's a script that comes in Photoshop. It's really great. First, you just need to draw a line for the hair. You're going to use a flame filter. Then you might blur the flame, and then you're going to color correct the flame. Shall we do it? It's really fun. And I bet dollars to donuts, no one knows how to do this in your town. They don't know it in my town, I assure you. All right, so how are we going to start? So let's take a look at this. You got your Chiquita, and she's got all that hair, and you want a more illustrative look, something a little more illustrated. Maybe this would have worked on the X-Men poster, like the hero who's got the Medusa hair. I don't know her name. She's got orange hair. It's coming out on ABC this fall. Look for it. All right, when I do the path for the hair, I like to put a gray or white layer that just screens back a little bit, because when you draw the pen tool, it's very hard to see the paths. Okay, so I'm doing it for no other reason than that. And look, I've already come prepared and I drew a couple paths. So how I did it is I just took the pen tool. Very important, if you're writing this down, draw from the crown of the head out. Do not start from the ends of the hair, or you'll be sadly disappointed. And let's just say for giggles, we like these 3 paths. Point number 2, very important, please have said paths active. That means hold the command key, click and drag, and make sure your paths are alive. They are active, they're highlighted, they're black, they're happy, they're dancing. Then what you want to do is make a new layer and call it, ooh, is this going to work? Because you're not sure, are you? I'm sure, but you're not sure. All right. Again, make sure your paths are active. Filter, render, flame. Warning, I don't care that they're going to be too big. That's all right. Wait, what? Look at this. Look at this. All right. You do not want multiple flames. You do not want paths directed on a line, or that's like frizz, kind of like my hair's doing right now. You don't want that. You want one flame along one path. One love, baby. One love. All right. Under the advanced windows, please take a look at both the basic and the advanced. Here you can change how crazy. Ooh, the wind is blowing. Look at it blowing. Because all hair. You can change the jag, how jaggy it is. You change the opacity. See how, so do you guys notice this on the opacity? It's getting finer. So maybe you do those for your top. Change the alignment. I kind of didn't do so much of the alignment. But let's just say we like this. There's the start. All right. And what you do, don't be afraid. Don't think that looks a little strange. What you do is you keep going. So look at this. Back hairs. A few more. A few more. A few more. A few more. A little back curl. Woo, look at that. Have some fun. Top of the hair. All right, now here's where it's like, well, that's nice, but she's not on fire, right? So you just have to do some color adjustment. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Now, I am in no way trying to say that this is her hair. Okay, this is obviously not a match, but it can be very fun. It can be great for gaming. It also can be a great base. So let's say you have a really out of focus shot and you really need to make something out. You put this underneath, then you do your fine drawing on top, or better yet, that image library. And you steal someone else's hair and put it on top. But it's a great base. And then for the color correcting, there's a gazillion different ways of doing this. How I would suggest you consider starting is draw a box around the hair, the whole flame. And it's a temporary mask. You add a mask to your layer sets. I hope you guys use layer sets. I think they're really handy. So first of all, just make it easier on yourself and take a look at the shot below. And on this particular shot, I really like the gradient map. So the gradient map you'll find on the bottom. Please make no mistake, that is a gradient map, not a gradient fill. It's down here on the bottom, gradient map. And what a gradient map does is it allows you to put a gradient along the tonal value of the image. And what do I mean by that? I mean, where it is black, you'll have this color black. Where it is 3/4 tones, you'll have that brown. Closer to mid-tones, and you can set this. You can set this to whatever number you want if you're one of those number folks. This would be an upper mid-tone, quarter tone, and highlights. And you can move them Do you see how the picture is changing? Do you see that? You could take these houses out. Okay, so I'm going to say for giggles this is cool. Turn it off and on. Getting started. And then there's really a contrasting issue, right? So I'm going to add a little contrast. See? Just a little contrast. And then, yeah, then Bob's your uncle. And then what you need to do is just mask it in, right? So I'm going to put a white mask on this. Oh, whoops. Let's take her out. This, I'll show you this in a second. And then mask it in as needed. And you can mask more of it out. Do you guys remember we talked about back, mid, top? Well, because we did back, mid, and top, you can also mask in or out as needed in the back and the mid and the top. Isn't it cool? Come on, you know it's cool. I think it's cool. Anyway, you get the gist of it, I think. And then the other thing that I just want to remind you about, do you remember how I said it was really, I don't know, really wispy? Really, I don't know, out of focus is the right word. The smaller you make the flames, you can start making these look sharper and add contrast to them, independent of the rest of them. So don't be afraid to color correct on individual flames. I'm just adding a curve by going to the Add a Curve Adjustment layer. Make sure you clip it. Always important to clip it. Make sure your properties are shown. There they are. I couldn't find it right there. And then you can make it darker, and it'll look more in focus. Giusto? I'm speaking Italian to you now. Giusto? Cool. So hopefully you find this useful. I think this flame thing's really fun and cool, and you can do that with a mouse. You can do the flame hair with a mouse. If you don't have a tablet yet, that's a workaround. Cool? Great. You guys have any questions? Not a one? Wow.
Are any of these ready that you could show us back in the scene that they were in the beginning, or that Eiffel Tower, or was it an Eiffel Tower?
Oh, you mean Big Ben?
Big Ben, sorry.
Oh, I know, but I can put it in Big Ben. Heck yeah. Let's do it. Is Big Ben on fire? Wasn't London burning? Isn't that a movie? Yeah, that British guy. No, the Welsh dude. That looks better too, because London is on fire. All right. Actually, I should probably put one where she's actually retouched. Well, you get the idea. So that's a little crazy town. I'm going to open up my final image. But you never know. Oh, the adjustment layers. Do you guys notice? This is really important. Please don't let me forget this. Do you see this layer set? It is on the normal. If you have that layer set on pass-through, London is on fire. Okay, that is a really, really important detail to remember. It might be what you're looking for, but in case it's not, very important. I have to tell you, as a habit nowadays, I make my layer sets normal from the get-go, just from the start. I wish it defaulted that way, but Photoshop hasn't made it so yet. All right, let me open up my last image on painting, and we'll put London in there. So there you go. I mean, it's not bad, especially for a complicated jobby like that. It's not bad.